Hello again, me, Hakan. Now we reach the week 3, and week 3 is about development, training and learning and development. It used to be known as a human resources training, but their modern name is at the moment L&D. Yeah, so why we need L&D? Because we need L&D because of this news is really particularly recent one. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon warns American businesses about the critical skills shortage, not just a worker shortage. He urged corporate leaders to collaborate with schools to bridge the talent gap in cybersecurity, coding, financial literacy. So in this sense, he's reflecting, saying that that we are short of skills, and what we fund with the help of government or the combination of government, because I'm not sure about the American education system, but in UK we have government is supporting and asking some collaboration from business of businesses. Businesses are designing the train, what people is gonna get trained. In that sense, like if he calls similar sense, it seems Jamie Dimon is saying that we need to introduce, we need to involve how skills in the skills we are going to improve. We need to improve. Those skills are here is mentioned. I read that one: cybersecurity, coding, and financial literacy. Yes, these slides are really long. And what I did is, what I do is, I am taking the textbook. This is our textbook. Open the learning and development, anything related with learning and development, chapter 17 to 20. I start to summarize and I start to record what I read from the textbook. That's why it seems a bit monotonous, but you can strategically pick the sections and you can collect. Today, in this video, I'm going to only cover chapter 17 in the Torrington textbook. And let me open from here as well. 3. So learning and development is a systematic way of training and improving the employees' skills to get more out of from them. In that sense, it is kind of like really hard approach, this description. But on the other hand, we accept that learning and development is just one of another motivational tool. And so how people gain, how people learn, how people might develop. So these are the things you need to always consider in human resource managing people science, if you say science, or if you say, if you want to do human resource management profession in the future, you need to understand what is learning and what is the development. And in that sense, starting that point. And chapter 17 is about mandate employee learning and development. Review the UK skills training and development landscape, including international comparisons. Explain UK's skills explorations, training framework, and the role of key bodies, investors in people, apprenticeship. This is vocational qualifications. And UCSS is here. Oops, I think I didn't switch that one. Okay, it's coming a bit late. If you click that one, I put some government collection, government collections success program, feature program. This is the this is the organization or program is trying to get what business needs and what government needs to finance. Also, how business needs to involve, how they need to divert. This is the aim of this program. So really important in UK we follow, and it's really starting investors in people. This is another one here. Investor in people. That one. I'm gonna make that one. This is kind of ISO, one of the certificate organizations can get this certificate from success, and you then they are gonna they can prove that they are valuing people and people develop in our organization. Okay, all right. Okay, it seems whatever I do here doesn't affect on the presentation screen. Let me have a look quickly. Maybe I can. Okay. Okay, I think this is the one. I think it should be okay now. Investors in people. Okay. So I don't need to mention apprenticeships. But some details in UK we have, and yeah, let's carry on the next one. Explore learning through the lens of behavioral competencies, and analyze learning theories and the process of learning from experience. The main idea is about learning. Okay, you can gain a knowledge, you can have 1,000 words of vocabulary, but if you don't use them, if you don't act them or reflect them in the real life, this knowledge is not going to be accepted. So in business perspective, if you train and spend thousands of pounds for a training for each employee, then you HRM or managers are expected to get some change in behaviors. Okay, so therefore training is the main part. The part of the training is around this element. We are expecting employees changing their behaviors, and we are hoping they are going to contribute organizations more. Hoping is I use that one deliberately because if the horse doesn't want to get washed, he doesn't have right. You can wash the horse, but if the human the subject, you can't force people. Okay, therefore I meant so hoping. You train them, you give them engagement, you give them motivation, then at the end you are expecting them to contribute organization. Okay. So some of the learning theories at the bottom of this slides you will see in the chapters 17. Okay. Now the policy and performance in the and UK context, development, learning and skills are central to government policy, impacting business, economic performance, employability, and social inclusion. In this sense, these are the elements included in our chapter, and maybe you may think this is a bit old-fashioned textbook, but as you can see, it's really comprehensive. And why governments want people get to learn? Because they know the future is knowledge-based communities and societies will exist, and they don't want to lose the competition, and they want to train people that those people would be able to. They need to be armed with knowledge and skills to compete in the future. Okay. Also, if you think they are consumer, you would always want some intelligent consumers, not like randomly. They need to deliberately consume the product. Okay, So therefore, skill and learning and development is really important. Obviously, businesses needs that kind of competence as well and skills in the labor market. Therefore, yeah, in structural way, we need to teach our people from secondary to university or some occasional courses. So this is our part of universities and educational section. Okay, but when the employees start to work, they have spending a lot of time, and they need to update themselves. Therefore, is development and learning is happening in organizations. In UK context, skills ranking in OECD countries, we are 11th for higher, okay, 25th of the intermediate, and 20th of the low skills. So these are the ranking texts. Maybe I can find that one. Whether that one is here in our textbook as a table. Maybe I can copy here, straight that. Chapter 18, chapter 17. UK ranked 11th for its high level, 25th for its intermediate level, and 20th for its low level skills based out of 32 OECD countries. So in a sense, like we have kind of average, and this score, this grade is belong to 2015, but you can always go and do research about them. So I won't be picky if you use this kind of knowledge from our textbook because we gave you this, okay? So persistent skill gap and recruitment difficulties, particularly for specialist, technical, managerial, and professional roles. So this is exist in UK context. We have always, because time is moving and technology is moving, and production skills, production technologies are improving as well. So we need new people. Those people know new production skills and new products as well. So real world gaps, manifestation of UK skills shortage, offshore wind industry, major skills barrier to meeting EU renewable energy. 2012, we seen on Olympics and we have significant shortage and trained security staff requiring military recruitment at the time, and we were short of some skills. And I know a lot of engineers come from abroad as well. They have to build that Olympic establishments. Unfortunately, we are short of engineers as well, as you can see. Predictable short for 400 engineers by 2020. I don't think so. It is changed now. And I give you some recent updates from here. 2.6 million workers in UK. Still carrying on that one. Also at the bottom of this section, you can see that one here. You can see this at the bottom of the slide. You can see the other resources to check. And growing shortage in electricity, gas, water, and construction, shifting from manufacturing and business services. So this is the UCSS report. These all of them is in our textbook. The elusive return of investment, measuring learning and development, causal link. So this is difficulty in precisely defining training and development terms, because when we know that that particular training needs to be given, however, we are not sure still in the future what we will need. Okay, if we need that skill, if we know that skills, we can adjust our education system. Okay, this is like defining training and development is really difficult. Actually, selecting particular training or designing those development plan is difficult as well. And challenges in demonstrating a clear causal link between learning and development, organizational economic performance. So we are expecting to see some economic and organizational performance at the end of this learning and development. Therefore, the causal link is here mentioned. Okay. So payoff from development often not seen in the short term. This is the problem. Despite challenges, clear employee demand for training and qualification exists. Employee demand is always there. And Jamie Dimon, Jamie is the corresponding with this text. Okay, I think you can see relevance of that news, and textbook is still valid, and unions are increasingly engaging in bargaining for development opportunities. We know that after 2020, unions are a bit more power, and governments more intervene with businesses. But it is not all days. Okay. So we have four institutions. One, business institutions. Second, governmental institutions. Third one is employee, and fourth one is unions. So we are expecting all of them contribute and define that training, which education and people will get. So this is the point. In the meantime, businesses need employee, so they offer at work qualifications. Okay. However, you will see that in Germany, that one doesn't work even. That one doesn't work in current situation, because time is really going fast than early years, and now defining what kind of education, what kind of training is going to be given to people is difficulty. I'm not talking about health and safety trainings. I'm not talking about like fire marshal trainings. I'm talking about some advanced, and that those trainings and that learnings is going to bring our society at upfront, and our business upfront as well. So this is, I think that one should be flying. It didn't fly. Okay. Okay. Now it's going to fly in a second. Setting the stage, chapter focus and global context. This is the textbook presentation. Okay. So in this textbook, like I don't try to give some my words, but I try to get like some current states, what is happening in UK, because it's really important to see around around the businesses, rather than all, because we don't business is not alone, so they are working in a context, in economic, political, educational, societal, societal, then um, technological environment, legal as well. Yeah, a lot of they have five dimensions. Okay, remember from international business, pestle analysis. But I'm not asking. I mean, HR managing people assignment don't ask you to make a pest analysis, but you need to give some evidence. You are aware that legal or political or whatever, in economics, whatever related with your terms is important. If you are telling something in legal, and your rest of your assignment doesn't say anything about legal, I'm going to say this is not coherent and this is irrelevant discussions about the context of the organization. So so this is kind of like warning, but okay, I don't want to distract this presentation. The first part of this chapter examines the governmental framework of training in the UK. It also draws important international comparisons to contextualize the UK's approach. The second part delves into the nature of specification of learning itself within organizations. So this is the section. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more here. Can you see some comparisons are here down? Okay, it's given by Cranet 2011. So this kind of research is really nice. Maybe you can consider to have this kind of research in your dissertation as well. Okay, just I need to remind you, these slides are 110 over 100 slides, but I'm gonna finish on at 70 something, 74, because chapters 17 is cost me to make. I mean, chapter 17 I could present in 70 slides. Okay. So please use a strategic way. Again, don't follow everything. Just pick the relevant places. Learning and development is a paradox. Okay, UK's learning and development is paradox: cost saving or strategic investment. Okay, historically, employee development in the UK is seen as a cost. Okay, not an investment. I call sometimes, the elephants are jumping on shoulder of employee or people. Okay, so but it is not working that way anymore because people are aware, educated, and business owners aware that they are responsible, socially responsible. So it doesn't work that way. Then United Kingdom, we spent less on training, 3.2% of payroll than EU average 3.72. However, I must say we are maybe over Austria, maybe we are over France, but average we are underneath. Okay, we should be at the top towards our aim. But lack of investment linked to the trapping UK in low wage, low skill economy and competing on price rather than quality. So this learning and development started investment. Investment started after 2008 with what was the president? Wow, I knew. Okay, David Cameron. Okay, I was going to Google it. Okay, David Cameron, he tried to rescue the economy by investing education as well, for infrastructure as well. So this is the one person, to be honest. At the time, the governmental perspective philosophy was that one. Maybe I shouldn't assign one person to everything. Therefore, I should pick maybe correctly. But the time was David Cameron time. Lack of investment linked to the trapping UK in low wage and low skill economy. So we trap in the low wage and low skill economy, and we seen that those economy really vital. We are not minimizing the importance of that one. This chapter doesn't as well. This chapter is saying, if we want to be more advanced, if we want to compete in advanced economies, we should invest more advanced training. And so those trainings are really expensive, and the return is not always necessarily coming really in short term. So UK's voluntarist training framework, limited government intervention. So this is our system. Government intervene less, but businesses used invest some money for some kind of cap. I don't remember the numbers now. Some percentage they are paying, businesses paying. Okay, then government is managing by consulting with UCSS, with unions, with other participants to design those trainings. Okay, so UK has the lowest average training, 3 point, yeah, training is, we are checking countries by how many days they are trained, people training at work, or how much money they invest. So this is the part. However, I must say these numbers are not reliable for me, because health and safety training, fire marshal trainings are included here as well. Okay. Anyway, so you have to be critical always. Okay. And equity in development, addressing the training apartheid. So what does it mean? Apartheid is inequality in getting training, learning opportunities. So kind of equally, unity. Problem is here. When government, when business involved, we see that high skill people more highly likely get that high skill training. So, but we didn't want this one. We want to bring on board lower skill people, and they can get higher skill jobs. So I hope I didn't confuse you. So distribution of the learning development wasn't equal. And it is similar, isn't it, for income equality as well? Income equality is really worsened by COVID, and it was worse before as well. And learning development is similar. And people at lower hierarchy levels, part-timers, often miss out at training as well, because they don't involve a lot in the organizational developments, and they are part-time, or maybe 0-hour contract. That training don't reach them. Imbalance common across many countries, and it is given 17.1. Yeah. And VERS, Hawk says 2008 aptly labeled training apartheid. Okay, this is this idea coming from 2008, and it still exists. And VERS 2011 shows most qualified receive most training. Recent, okay, this is the same thing what I said already. Temporary workers often get less access to training. Yes, this is the I just mentioned as well. Yes. Next slide. It's figure 17. One, training day and training day distribution across employee types. I think we need to delete that one. The key findings are in the bullet points is given here in the textbook. Clearly shows the discrepancy in average training days across manual and clerical job, or technical or management roles. So we know that training is even not distributed equally among the employees. And there's a question: does it needs to be? I don't think so. Does have to be equal, but should be some like compensative rate. Not all trainings are going go to with technical or management roles. Other employees should have that one as well. Okay. So how you are going to design the learning and development is a different subject. Okay. And you can offer this is a challenge as a challenge in your assignment as well. But however, you need to find evidence. Okay. Therefore, this is your task. Okay. So next slide is, okay, this is the table. Okay. Next slide is about navigating development gap, high skill sector and SMEs. Oh yeah, this is another one is mentioned here. Conflict of interest in high skills sectors, aerospace, pharmaceuticals, Employee desire for learning and development versus managerial short-term aims. So this is the scene and is evident, and it is captured. Lack of accreditation, insufficient resources, managers reviewing maintenance as lower level responsibilities. So these are another points. And training often defensive, as I mentioned, health and safety, not geared towards knowledge-based economy. Good. Employees in small organizations disadvantage in training access, highest levels in public sector and larger organizations. So governments are offering some finance or some fund, but it is not reaching everyone equally. Also, businesses are bringing some trainings. Employees would argue that this is not desire for them, but this is desire for management's short-term aims. In that sense, as you can see, it is really complicated. Everyone telling something, and you can end up like bog and and not reaching like good conclusion, happy end. So reflective inquiry. This is the questions here. In your own organization, I presume you have work experience because you are a master's student. And how is training development distributed among employees in your organization? This is the first one. And is there an explicit rationale for this distribution? If so, what is it? And question 3 is, how would you explain the spread of training? This is another one, how it is distributed. And consecutive, if you're not employed, which I'm going to jump that one because all of you should be employed. Okay. If you are not, you can read and you can answer that one as well. So I'm expecting to see some answers at the bottom of this chat thread, and you can always say something. I'm going to remove that bullet. I want to actually, but yeah, here we go. Yeah, all the bullets are gone. So, state as catalyst. State is governments are catalyst, addressing learning and development gaps through intervention. Volunteerism has had limited effect, necessitating increased state intervention. So, with the help of like everyone's contribution is important. This is the main point and the core idea here. And a proposed solution is given in the textbook is here. Apprenticeship levy introduced April 2017, and employers who are really over some. Maybe I should find that one somewhere here, if I can. I might have that one. 3 million. I think 3 million employers with a wage bill of 3 million. This number could be changing because now 5 years past, 8 years past, and they need to pay 0.5% of the payroll government to raise to high quality apprenticeship. Aim is high quality apprenticeship. This levy is coming for this one. But is it going really correct places? I'm not sure. So this is the research question, could be a research question. Okay, statutory rights for paid study leave. So people might be deterred because they are not going to get paid when they are studying. Okay, in NHS, in current situation, they pay every training to their nurses, doctors, whoever go away and get training, they still, their wages and salary still is working on. Employer tax credit for learning and development. And this is a bit like, because I'm not like tax person, maybe I'm not sure about this tax credit at the moment. I need to make my mind. Right. But I think I missed one point. The government paying, collecting money and paying organizations who would like to have that high training. Let's say you have organization and you can go fund to get cybersecurity training because government has got this fund and collected money up to the 15,000, 15 grand, I think. So, so better than nothing. Yeah. Demand-led funding mechanism to stimulate learning and development. So they try to create some demand-led funding. And okay. Oh yeah. Employer tax credits for learning development is kind of financial incentives offered to employers through the tax system. Yeah, this is what I already said. They get funds and they get some exemptions. Okay, that's why this telling both of them same, or maybe I confuse, I mix them up. So demand-led funding is about so this approach flips the traditional model. Okay, this is the previous slide, isn't it? Traditional model funding. Instead of government deciding what training to fund, employers and individuals, as early, maybe unions, maybe customers, even they are given some indication or demand to go and get that training. Okay, so this is demand pull and supply push mentalities from the economics. Anyway, so now the apprenticeship levy is a new era for skill funding. Oh, he's here. It's given the numbers here, 3 million. It is 2017. It could be changing. Just quickly, you can update. Maybe I can search here. Can search here. Yeah, it is similar, still valid. Yeah, yeah, similar things. Just current Google search made it same things. Okay, and funds high quality apprentice 15,000 pound allowance. Employer reactions are mixed. Some foresee reduced investment in other workforce. Yeah, this is again, we are human and we try to create some problem all the time. Okay, so this money is given to people get training, but it seems they reduced investment in other workforce training to compensate this money, to exploit that money as well. Anyway, now Leach is one of the researchers. He made a really extensive research, supply-driven approach, and this is ineffectively articulated. This is ineffective, okay? And central government planning often resulted in too little. Okay, this is bullet point needs to go. Okay. Too little employees, too little individual responsibility, qualification divorced from workplace needs, demand-led system directly respond to. Yeah, this is the one I want to go. Respond to employer individual demand. Funding tied to attracting customers. Colleges receiving funds only when customers are attracted. Okay. So when the students asking for that particular module or training, universities get funds. So this is the aim. Flexible, immediate, relevant provision, higher completion, rates, better value, because people want more, better. They want that training, and this is should be given more flexibility and immediate result and immediate training, relevant provision, and higher completion rates at the end as a result. So effective implementation of demand-led models has been challenging due to the national imposed skills target. Late review challenged the fundamental assumption of learning and development. Are we dictating what skills are needed, or are we responding to actual evolving society demands or industry demands? This is a critical change in terms of looking at the review. I mean, learning and development, and your ability to champion demand-led approaches will empower organizations for sure and acquire the skills they truly need, fostering agility, rapidly changing economies. So for sure, we need those trainings, okay? And I gave some extra reading here at the bottom of this slide as well, links, and these are updated ones. And the deeper problem skill is, this is a profound insight. We can train people all we want, but if the jobs themselves don't demand higher skills, what's the point of creating those overqualified employees? And this is kind of wasting our potential, opportunity costs. This is the strategic challenge, and you need to do this kind of approach if you need in your assignment. Just developing skills, not our aim, and maybe redesign the jobs, organizations, processes. Maybe we need to change because need of skills are changing, and we need to redesign, and we need to change. We need to rethink about organizational processes as well. And those organizations should create a value. Okay, so this is the slide summary of the slide. So this slide is strategic imperative, prioritizing quality over cost in business strategy. Trust. The training and development must be considered as a strategic level within the business. In that sense, if you offer in your assignment about business, about learning and development and learning and development, you need to adjust. Maybe you need to take care of those sections as well. So this is the ultimate test of strategic leadership. So moving beyond short-term cost cutting to long-term commitments will bring the quality and it's kind of, you need to look at some demands and foresight and profound belief in human capital as well to create these long-term things. In that sense, everyone needs to contribute for that, because learning and development directly is a competitive advantage based on because of quality, and it's going to create a strategic. It's going to create a strategic leadership for countries and businesses. Okay, so this is the section, and this is a bit better slide. Some comparison in Singapore, China, Malaysia. This is a kind of snapshot. Skill shortages are not unique at one nation. Different nations' needs as well. So, okay. Navigating the maze, it is called in the textbook, in our textbook, UK Skills Policy Framework. It's like a maze. It is really difficult to. So we shouldn't create a mess for people. So this is the issue. UK training framework is highly complex, constantly evolving, described as labyrinth or maze, even a dog's breakfast. Long and often unhappy history of government interventions, because governments are intervening in favor of their voters rather than, because this is not the present, not the people wants today. People who can project for the future needs to involve, and they need the help. They need the help to create that curriculum at the educational level. So on the other hand, the government needs to keep their policies very simple and readable. And UCSS, this is the section slide starting with UCSS now. UCSS guiding skill and employment agenda roles. I think UCSS represents a crucial bridge between industry needs and policy development. It is a reminder that truly impactful change happens when government, industry, labor, maybe unions come together. How will you, as feature leader, because you are going to be in the feature leaders or profession, maybe line manager, forge a strong cross-sector partnership to drive the collective action and build a more skilled and competitive workforce? So this idea coming from really essential, because we in old time we managers used to have more experience and more competent, more knowledge than anyone in the organization. However, we need in knowledge-based economies, we need people more skillful than their manager. It means organizational knowledge should come from different people. And if you consider cross-sector partnership, it means people needs more knowledge around themselves rather than their own unique knowledge. So this is cross-sector partnership, drive to collective action, build more skill and competitive workforce. Therefore, we can create. So people can come together from different sector, and we can create more better and more value for our society. So this is the main idea. The responsibilities of UCSS is labor market advice, developing an internationally competitive workforce, helping employees invest in skills. Objective is 2016. I'm not sure they are, but this is still valid. Investor in people. This is kind of certification, and If you see this certification in organization, they are valuing employee. They try to gain. They try to put more investment for their employee. And I think we reach almost 50 minutes. I'm not sure whether okay, what slide we are. We are in 20, number 20. I'm not sure I would be able to finish that one. But UX's objective is to support. This is updated one because I did some research. It's not in textbook. In 2025 is to support high quality responsive analysis through central support. This is from their website. Guidance and expert advice, ensuring a skilled, diverse, and inclusive workforce. This involves, okay, maybe I should cite that one, because if you take something directly from resource, what you need to do, you need to use double quotation and italic. This is more better way. Okay, now I feel a lot better. So this is really a really big program, UXS, as you can see. So empowering employees, the move towards employer ownership is a profound ideological shift. It places the onus and the power directly into the hands of those who utilize the skills. The challenge is to help organizations not just own responsibility, but to actively shape the future of talent development, ensuring a direct alignment between skills, supply, and demand. Okay, this is this section. Skill-based hiring and micro-credentials. So part of learning and training, because government needs to issue the qualifications, because otherwise everyone can create a qualification. I did my PhD because my dad stamped this diploma. No, so the organizations who has been accredited by government or some private institutions could generate that qualification. In that sense, the governments are playing a really important part. And today discussion is more deepened, and employees are not looking at structured qualifications like undergraduate or master's degree. They are looking after skill base. Like if you know Python programming, they employ you. They don't care you are from primary school or secondary school or university. So this is the flexibility, as you can see. So yeah, I hope I'm clear on that one. Yeah. Oops, this is the section. I jump. Okay. Employer ownership has got an ideological change, and employers empower employees nowadays. Okay. And so in that sense, learning and development should be based on them. And yeah, I don't want to misdirect you, but here is slide saying different. Employer ownership of skills aim to revitalize demand-led education. It means employers are taking ownership of designing this curriculum. Therefore, it is mentioned about. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Investing in people. This is really one of the top point for my idea, because it is started 1991, and with several major revisions, now less prescriptive and more outcome focused. And IIP, Investors in People, is more than a certification. It's a commitment to philosophy that investing in people drives sustainability growth. Investment in people drives economic growth. Investment in people drives better outcome. So the framework is kind of like the hard perspective. If you're looking at organizations are allowing organizations systematically cultivate or harness or whatever, exploit their human capital in that sense. How will you champion a culture where investing in people is not just a buzzword, but it deeply embedded organization's value, driving tangible results? So this is the intriguing question. Maybe you can find a problem and you can go with this question. 4 level of IIP exist. First stage is develop principal practices place, and this tiered approach with 4 stage highlighted that learning and development maturity is journey, not a destination. It means you need to understand this is a process, not a like static learning. Okay, learning and development is not static. Continuous evaluation, foundational understanding to deep integration and high performance. And which level would you aspire for your organization? Which level is this your organization at the moment? You are working in this. If you read that one, and which one particularly your organization at the moment? It's an intriguing question for you. My questions could be answered at the bottom, so I'm happy. So this is IIP benefits and challenges, the stamp of approval. IIP offers clear benefits, yet its implementation can be fraught with challenges. When you are starting something, when you want to change something at organization, you may get some resistance, and you need to take some steps. Kind of like this is a kind of change management. You need to look at some precautiously and proactively things before taking action. Otherwise, it could ruin everything. And increased benefits of IIP is increased commitment to HR development, belief in process value, perceived performance gains, achievement of organizational goals, and higher training incidence and duration in IIP workplaces. So the critic reminds us that there's a critic here, no greater quality in this, training distribution, no improvement in training parity for unskilled, low qualified. So this is IIP doesn't look don't look at this side of challenge. Okay. Yeah. So these are questions now. Let's remove that bullet points. How did the process of gaining IIP accreditation impact employees and managers in organization? What specific changes were experienced as a result of accreditation? So these questions are the organization, if you are working with investing in people, accredited organizations, if you are working for that, so you can answer. Yeah. Apprenticeship, it is we reached the 27th, and I think I'm feeling a bit drawn. How much I can go, I don't know. I was so excited to finish that one in 1 hour, but it didn't work. Apprenticeships are undergoing a profound transformation. Okay, moving from niche to a mainstream pathway for diverse industries. This is not just about vocational training. It is about building a future-proof workforce that integrates practical experience with academic rigor. So the thinking question could be, how can organizations strategically leverage the apprenticeship to cultivate the next generation of talent? So continuing growth, strong support, now available 170 industries. So this apprenticeship scheme is working, and yeah, it is still active. And tiers of development is starting like traineeship, pre-employment scheme, young people for entry in apprenticeship, intermediate entrepreneurship, starting with if the young people has got GCSE, leading to level 2, and advanced apprenticeship require intermediate apprenticeship or good GCSE, leading to level 3, and higher apprenticeship equivalent to bachelor's and master's degree. There is a okay. I forget to jump here. Okay, I think my slides are coming a bit back. Come back. I just read here these slides. Okay. So there is a reduction of minimum apprenticeship duration in 12 to 8 months currently, because which aims to fast track learners with prior experience. There is also a stronger push for skills-based hiring, as earlier mentioned, meaning apprenticeships are being aligned more closely with real-world job demands. So while the given structure in this slide is valid, the system becoming more, it's really important system businesses needs, and they are asking more flexible, more responsive, and employer-driven system. Okay, so this is the point. I think you can stop this video here and you can watch this slide. I don't want to read. In Germany, so this is the recent one. According to the 2025 Skill Horizon Barometer, 92% manufacturing SMEs report skill gaps, especially at the entry level of specialist role, while apprenticeships and technical education are helping to bridge the gap. This is UK one, okay? In Germany, again, similar things happen. Recent decline in firm-based training due to the evolving skill mix and manufacturing decline. German's apprenticeship model is gold. They are building really skillful engineers, and it teaches us, like, the power of industry, wide at the moment, wide collaboration and needed. Okay. Also, you need to consider about some cultural nuances. The core principle offer building robust and feature-proof talent ecosystem is not easy, but it's doable. National occupational standards. This is vocational qualification. And this is about bridging the gap between academia and industry again. National occupational standards aim to ensure that qualification directly reflect real-world job demands. Your role will be advocate for standards that are dynamic, relevant, and co-created with industry, ensuring that our talent development efforts are always aligned with evolving needs of workplace. So this is occupational, developing trainees' ability to perform specific job, output-based competencies. Next slide. Management and leadership standards. This is a bit old, but it's still relevant. So for example, that one is managing self and personal skills. We know that those are self-awareness, emotional skills, digital agility, continuous learning. Okay. And for example, providing direction is about strategic thinking, inclusive leadership, system thinking, systematic thinking, maybe decision making. Okay. So these are the skills. So these are the key areas in the leadership. So kind of like these models aim to create a guide, management and leadership standards. Okay. So therefore, if something out of this scope or shortfalling, not reaching these standards, they are not going to be called or they are not going to get accreditation. Okay. So this is that kind of mentality. And facilitating is change, change agility, innovation mindset, maybe transformational leaders, maybe stakeholder engagement. Okay, these are working with people is kind of collaboration, collaborative leading, collaborative teamwork, psychological safety, coaching, mentoring, maybe diversity, equity, and inclusion as well. So all of these you can search from this website, these details. National vocational qualification is offer incredible flexibility and direct link to practical skills, but they are not without their flaws. There are some criticism here. Please read and check out. And we give high grades if you do critical discussions. Okay, showing something academically, it is important, but in many cases, students are forgetting to use that one. So what are the most positive aspects of following national vocational qualification standards and why? Because they are giving flexibility and you don't need to commit full time and full life. Flexibility is important and they are more focused on target focuses. What are the problematic aspects of the following standards? I start to answer this question myself. Okay. Yeah, just stop and answer these questions. Yeah. Next slide. These are the questions. It's coming a bit late here because I can see on my second screen. Behavioral competencies. Yeah, this is the one of the promised section. All right. I think I'm gonna go 12 more slides and I'm gonna stop because it is 1 hour 10 minutes. This meeting, this video record seems. Behavioral competence is this is a kind of shift again. Our focus, what someone achieves, to how they achieve. Okay? Behavioral competence is more going into underlying drivers of success, like mindset, interpersonal skills, cognitive agility. So in the future, as a managing people. you are going to be manager, and you are going to be like architect, maybe you are going to be designer of the managing people. Okay, your ability to define, develop these inputs and create competence. These inputs are competencies, okay, and you need to gain these competencies, and they are going to be really key to exploit or cultivate or harness talents, okay. So this is the point. Okay, and then further reading you can have. Slide. Next slide is OECD competence framework. OECD even has got its competence framework. Just I would like to bring that screenshot, I mean the photo of those paper, I mean that page from our textbook. It is not well pictured, but some two more on the right you don't see here in the picture, okay, in the screenshot. Two more competencies. OECD even they try to create a global standard for managerial, okay, aspect. For behavioral competencies, sorry, behavioral competencies. So real world application, for example, police force from our textbook. This is a powerful example, I think, because how competencies translate core organizational values into tangible, observable behavior. So consider that show respect for opinion, circumstances, and feelings on colleagues and public regardless of background. Okay, this is the point. Positive indicators sees issues from others' viewpoints, polite, understanding vulnerabilities, listens, value others' views, adopts actions, respect confidentiality. Negative indicators doesn't consider feelings, inappropriate remarks, dismissive, disrespect confidentiality. If you follow that OECD framework, then you can generate the competency for a particular organization. Because this is the model. For example, level 1, here is Organizations for Economic Cooperation and Development Competency Framework. Typical associated level 1, typically associated with jobs such as assistants, secretaries, and operators. So this is kind of like a level of the organizations, level of the workforce competencies. Okay, you can classify 5 different scales here. You can always come and check from textbook. So there are some criticism about behavioral competencies. The danger lies in oversimplifications or a backward-looking focus that stifles agility. Your challenge is to design competency models that are dynamic, context-aware, and truly enable of diverse forms of leadership. So kind of like this is the behavioral competency should be really strategically integrated, but there is some criticism, so you need to consider that one as well. Yes, for example, I can assign you one task using OECD framework and go and check, for example, hospitality industry or retail industry professionals. Okay, what is their positive and negatives? What level they are? Are they at level 2, level 3? And level 4, level 5, obviously there is no need if more than necessary. Optimal need should be required, should be covered. This is the main idea. These are the questions given here. What are the advantages of using behavioral competence in your organization or one you are familiar with? And what are the disadvantages? Compare views from HR functions, line managers, and other professions and employees. So as you can see, layer by layer, that competencies could change as well. The last question. Decoding learning for theoretical lenses. Now we started to go for about learning. Learning results in change, new behavior from new or reinterpreted knowledge. Four theoretical approach exists: behaviorist, cognitive, social learning, and constructivist. This is only limited in our textbook, okay? There are other types of learnings as well. So all of these things are going to mention. Each approach has its strengths, and organizations, learning and development departments or functions reflect explicit, implicit, acceptance of these or combination of them. Okay, and learning dynamics from stimulus of cognition. So this is behaviorist one. What is behaviorist one? This is the behaviorist one. Focus on observable behavior, reward, and maybe punishment. Is based on Skinner, Watson, and Pavlov. Cognitive information process is kind of like we gone through motivation as a process, isn't it? So this is expectancy, attention, coding, storage, retrieval, and application, feedback. Social learning as a social activity. Role model mentors. This is learning is like managers are really important, maybe colleagues as well. And constructivist learning as a personal interpretation, building minimum structure reflection. So next slides. Next slides. I'm going to go a little bit quicker. Please stop if you want to read. Okay, I'm not going to read. This is the stimulus and cognition. It's like a carrot and stick of behaviorism, like intricate mind mapping or cognitive approaches. So this is like the part of learning about learning. Okay. Next one is learning as social and personal construction. It is this perspective highlights the profound social and deeply personal dimensions of learning. Social learning reminds us that we are inherently communal beings, while constructivism calls us the profound journey of self-discovery. And in the constructivist way, your role could be learning and as a learning and development leader in the future to foster environment, encourage collaboration, and collaborative learning as well. Individual reflections, nurturing people, and personal growth is the aim. Could be. Okay. So I stated I'm going to go fast, but I couldn't. Experiential learning is about this one. Significant work on how managers learn from experience. So this is 4-stage learning style. So I just brought this 4-stage, starting activity, reflection, theory building, and planning how to put it into practice. This is the experiential learning. And these steps are learners, okay, Kolb learners. Same author says that learners are different. Okay, first one, activist. Okay, I'm gonna remove that one. Activist starting from here. Learn best from having a go, role play taken, risk without preparation. Okay, this is activist. And reflective learners are here, much better listening and observing. Spelling, reflecting on their own. And theorist strands are building a concept and theory on the base of their own analysis. They start to learn from reading. Pragmatists are keen to whatever they learn and exploit that one. Yeah, and they try to make a fit to everything anywhere. Okay, they can apply it in real situation. Okay, this is the pragmatist approach. Golf experiential is learning cycle is starting with planning, how to put it into practice, activity, theory building, and reflections. So 2 slides before I showed that stages. Okay, I don't need to read again here. I'm gonna jump this one. Okay. And summary of the key proposition. I think I reached at the end of this slide. 1 hour 22 minutes. Planning how to put into practice active experiment. Sorry, not this one. Okay, this one. A COPE experiential learning cycle is planning how to put into practice active experiment. You may think you are going to design your learning and development from this way. It's up to you. This is your organization. If it is suitable, yeah, go for it. Activity base, concrete experience you may decide to give or part employee concrete experience first. Okay, then they can learn. Maybe you can find your employees are using this kind of learning style. Maybe theory building, abstract conceptualization, reflective observations. And reflective observations are mainly used in nurse trainings. And yeah, I think this rows shouldn't have. Okay. So summary of key proposition. I think I'm going to read all these things. UK government places emphasis on increasing skill levels, often based on participation rates, rather than length and quality. Despite institutional changes, employer volunteerism remains intact. UK lags behind EU partner, I'm afraid. Distribution of learning and development is uneven. Yeah, this is not equal. Inequality there as well. MBAs and management education, you are criticized for over-analytical, lack of implementation, focus, and male-centric ethos. Yep. We have to accept that one. This is our critic, and we need to correct ourselves in our schools. Context, environment, and work requirement are crucial for learning and development effectiveness. Yeah, culture and organizational work design, all of them is important. How are we going to create flexible training, paid training, what you are going to do. So these are different topics, but just want to mention. Learning and development covers planned, deliberate process and informal recognized opportunities. Self-reflect how much of your learning is planned versus informal one. So learning and development is deliberate process and try to capture that informal and try to recognize opportunities. try to bring the perform. How can I say? Try to give this learning and development is trying to aim to bring out employee skills, show or give them room to show their abilities, give them opportunity to perform better. So this is another way, okay? Present description, we can say. Okay. I think finale of chapter 18, I'm really happy to finish that one because it's drawn my energy. Please, you don't need to watch all of them, but you can watch strategically and check slides quickly. You can run this video really quick, fast in watching, and you can stop wherever you want to. You may need to have knowledge. Okay. So thank you very much for coming, for not coming, for watching this video. Take care. See you next time, hopefully. Bye bye.